Hey Greg, I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. This, of course, is another episode of Pumpkin Time. So it's getting pretty close to Halloween. I've released my Halloween song for the year, Spooky Ho. I've been watching a lot of fun Halloween movies, and I've also been getting a lot of suggestions from people asking if I would review certain Halloween movies. Movies like Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, all movies that I've seen before, but one movie that I've been getting recommended a lot is one that I have never heard of before, and it's called Spookily the Square Pumpkin. A bunch of people have sent me this movie on Twitter and Instagram, and I had never heard of it before. So I watched the movie, and I don't know if I'd even say that it's like a bad movie. It's fine, it's just really weird. It's very unnecessarily brutal at times. And I also can't really make heads or tails of the moral of this movie. It has a really weird moral. The way that the characters treat each other in this movie is very bizarre, and then the way it ends just comes out of left field and really left me wondering what the moral of this movie is supposed to be. So anyway, let's take a look. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy Spookily the Square Pumpkin.
Our story begins as most stories do, with something worth telling, with something that's new. This story takes place on Holiday Hill Farm, where every day is a holiday. Come on along.
Come on, Alon? Come on, Alon. Was he trying to rhyme? The first two lines rhymed, and then he said farm, and I assume he was trying to rhyme something with farm. And so instead of saying come on, or come along, he said come on, Alon, which doesn't rhyme or make sense. So I don't know why he said that. There's some shit that happens at the beginning of the movie that's not really important to the movie, doesn't really have anything to do with the plot, doesn't drive any of the plot at all. There's these two bats, and one of them is trying to eat a ladybug. He's starving. He's trying to eat some breakfast.
I hate fast food. So, let's make this as quick and painless as possible for me.
So he's cornered this ladybug. He's about to eat the ladybug. The ladybug's like, fuck. But then his friend, or I don't know if it's his girlfriend or his wife, or maybe it's his sister. They never established what relationship these two people have, or two bats have. But she's like, hold on. Don't eat that ladybug, mister. You're giving bats a bad name. Have some granola instead.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's this kind of behavior that gives bats a bad name.
But Bella, I'm hungry.
Have some granola. Low fat, high protein, and no squirming.
So she's like trying to get this other bat to be a vegan bat, just only eat granola, I guess, instead of eating bugs, which is what bats are supposed to do. But like I said, this has literally nothing to do with the plot, because once the ladybug leaves, then like the plot actually starts. They lift up a leaf, they see something crazy, and so they fly over to the scarecrow, who I think is like in charge of the pumpkin patch.
Oh, Jack, wait till you see what we found. It's amazing.
Boris, Bello, what is it?
Well, it's kind of a,
Oh, you'll see. Follow me.
So he starts walking over, and as he's walking, he trips over these two pumpkins, who I think are like conjoined twins. But instead of like tripping and falling, or like starting to trip and stopping, he just keeps walking.
Where are we going, huh, Jack?
And the two pumpkins are like yelling at him the entire time, like, yo, what are we doing? What's going on? And the scarecrow just doesn't acknowledge them at all. He just keeps walking like a fucking robot and just stares directly ahead with that 1,000-yard stare, like his mind is totally someplace else. It's actually kind of creepy how long he's walking for without realizing that he's tripping over two screaming pumpkins. Like, what could he possibly be thinking about that is distracting him from the fact that he's been tripping for the past 5 minutes? But when he finally gets over to where the bats were, he lifts up the leaf, and lo and behold, it's a square-ass pumpkin.
Impossible. Why, hello there, little fella.
And his name is Spookly.
What's your name?
Spookily?
So the whole pumpkin patch comes over and looks at this square pumpkin, and I thought they were all just gonna be like, oh, neat. That's kind of weird, a square pumpkin. But this is a children's movie. They're trying to teach a lesson, so immediately, they need to start with the conflict. So this little pumpkin, he's one of the conjoined twins, little Tom, just immediately starts going in on Spookly, just ripping into him.
Isn't he the cutest thing?
Cute? You're not gonna let that orange brick grow here with the rest of us, are you? He's not like us. He's a freak of nature. a mistake.
He calls him a freak of nature and a mistake? Like, holy shit. I'm pretty sure Spookly's a baby, because they just found him, right? He must be a brand new pumpkin, so he's a baby. He calls him a freak of nature, a mistake, a weed.
A weed.
All pretty mean things to say to a baby. Then to make matters worse, he starts singing a whole ass song about how ugly and weird Spookly is, and the whole pumpkin patch joins in.
All the pumpkins in this patch are nice and round. We all match. But not Spookly. Look at him.
Spookly the square pumpkin.
Do you see what I mean about being unnecessarily brutal? First, this one dude is roasting this poor baby that looks different, and then like the whole town joins in a song about how weird this kid looks. Imagine like a baby being born in the hospital and having some unique feature about them that makes them look different than everyone else, and like the doctor's like, ugh, what the fuck is up with this baby, dude? This thing is a fucking freak of nature. And then like one of the nurses comes in and starts snapping. The parents start dancing, even they're in on it, and they start singing. What the fuck is up with this kid? And the whole hospital comes in to look at the ugly little baby, and they all have like a dance number that they're doing. And the baby's just sitting there like, I don't even know how to talk yet, but I still think I'm getting the sense that everyone doesn't like me.
In every patch in every town, the pumpkins they pick are nice and round.
That's true. It happens every year. The best will get picked.
I guess you'll rot here.
I guess you'll just rot here? Holy shit. Jesus, man. You little square ass bitch. You think anyone could ever love you? You're gonna fucking die before anyone loves you. No one will ever love you. Ugly baby. Ugly baby.
Look at Spookly, look at him. He's so odd he won't fit in.
I can't believe the whole town joined in to sing this song. It seemed like maybe someone was gonna give poor Spookly a chance, but no. They're all racist against square pumpkins.
It's hard to fit in when you found you're a square and the world is round.
Loser!
Look, 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 look. He's so rectangular. Look, 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 look. He's so triangular.
He's so triangular? That's just not true. They said he was rectangular, and then I guess we're looking for a rhyme, and the only thing they could think of was triangular, but that's just a lie. Not only are these pumpkins racist, but they're also dumb. So the song ends, and I have to say, Spookly takes all this pretty well for being a literal infant. He just goes off into the patch and sulks for a little bit.
Staying in the patch is one thing, but there's no way, no how, and not the slightest possibility that Pointy over there is going to be allowed in the Jack Olympics.
Oh, gosh.
Little Tom goes on this whole rant about how Spookly's not a real pumpkin because he's a square, so he can't be a part of the patch, but he most definitely can't be part of the Jack Olympics. I just killed a fruit fly. The Jack Olympics are basically this competition they have every year to see who gets to be the pick of the patch on Halloween.
And the winner of the Jack Olympics is how we name the pick of the patch for Halloween.
They never really explain what that is, but I assume it's just like the pumpkin that gets put in the front for people who are coming to buy pumpkins on Halloween, like this is the pumpkin you want. So this brings up an interesting point, and I don't think that the writers really intended for people to examine the movie in this way, but do these pumpkins know what happens to pumpkins when they're bought by humans? The whole movie, they're like fawning over getting picked by a human. It seems like their sole purpose in life is to get chosen by a human. I'm just worried about the Jack Olympics is what I'm trying to say, because if the human world that we live in is the same as like the human world in this movie, then all of these pumpkins are competing in a tournament of skill and where the winner gets to get murdered. They all want to be like the best pumpkin in the patch, so a human will come along and cut off their head and
scoop out their guts.
cut holes in their face for eyes, or actually I guess they already have eyes, so I don't know what they'll do for that. Maybe they just poke them out. Either way, it seems like a pretty gruesome fate and not a very good prize for winning a tournament. Spookly, listen dog, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but if I were you, I'd be pretty happy to be excluded from the Jack-Olympics. The scariest part is I feel like the pumpkins have no idea what happens when they get picked by a human, but I feel like the Scarecrow does. Like, he's sort of the ringleader around here. It seems like he's in charge. There's no way he doesn't know what goes down when a human picks a pumpkin. He's sort of like this goofy, kind, and caring figure on the outside, but deep inside he knows he's leading these pumpkins to their death. And sure, maybe it's a kid's movie, and I'm way over analyzing it, but if you're gonna make a whole movie about personified pumpkins, people are gonna have some questions. Anyway, Spookly's back in the middle of the pumpkin patch, and he's all sad, so he starts singing his own song.
If I was round, then you'd see they wouldn't make fun of me.
And so far, the only two songs in this movie have the exact same premise. The premise being, Spookly's not round. And that's no good.
If I was round, I would be more like them and less like me. And maybe I would fit right in if I was round, if I was more like them.
He's also singing around all of these faceless pumpkins, which kind of concerns me. Like, why don't these pumpkins have faces? Are these like fetus pumpkins? Like they haven't been born yet? Like this is where Spookly came from? Or worse, are these pumpkins dead? Is Spookly singing this song about how sad he is in a field of
corpses?
Or do only some pumpkins come to life and the rest are just regular ass pumpkins? That'd be like if some babies came out when they were born and it like some just don't have faces and you're like, oh, it's just one of a regular baby. These ones are just for decoration, and you put it on your mantle, and you can just set it down, and it just stays like that. Ugh. I don't like that I had that thought. I don't like that I came up with that. I don't like thinking about that. I don't like that at all. So if you win the Jack-Olympics, on top of being pick of the patch, you also get a
Candy corn crown. Did somebody say candy?
And there's this group of spiders that really want the candy corn crown, so they're like, what? Well, if we help Spookly win, then we can get the candy corn crown. So they offer to help Spookly win the Jack-Olympics.
You know, Spookly, I think there's an itsy-bitsy spider inside of you.
Gross.
And we're gonna help you win that delicious, scrumptious, mouth-watering, sugar-coated crown. Aren't we, boys?
Well, let's get the Jack-Olympics started.
I don't know if I can do this.
Sure you can. Come on.
Besides, you'll never know if you never try.
Aw, what a sweet moment. A little bit of motivation for Spookly. I think things are finally gonna turn around. So you can probably guess what's gonna happen now. They're gonna do the Jack-Olympics, and even though everyone doubted Spookly, he's still gonna do really well at the Jack-Olympics. He's gonna win, everyone's finally gonna respect him, and that'll be the end of the movie, right? Nope. Dude, he fucking loses. He sucks so bad at all the events, it's hilarious. The first event, it's a race, he gets trampled. Practically drowns in a puddle of mud. People whiz by him so fast he spins around, all like a cartoon. I guess it is a cartoon, but he spins around like a cartoon. Spins around for too long, if you ask me. I thought this movie was gonna be like, just because you're different doesn't mean you can't be just as good at things as everyone else, you know? Just because you're a square pumpkin doesn't mean you can't kick the other pumpkin's ass in the Jack-Olympics. You can do it if you put your mind to it, but no. The writers were just like, nah, dude, basically, if you're not normal, you're gonna fucking suck at everything. You're not gonna be able to do all the things that the other people can do. Basically, what's gonna happen is you're gonna lose at everything all the time, and we're making this movie for children to introduce you to that harsh reality right away. He fails at all the other events too, bowling, which obviously you have to be a round pumpkin to do, so he doesn't even make it to the pins. This movie is brutal, dude. Spookly can barely even walk between events. He's like dragging himself along the ground. Everyone's probably like, you know, at first we didn't want you to compete because you're different and we thought that was weird, but now we just don't want you to compete because you're making everyone sad. Everyone feels really bad for you. Can you please stop because you're making everyone sad? The majority of this movie is just this poor baby getting humiliated in front of the whole town. So yeah, in case it wasn't clear, he loses. He doesn't win. This girl named Bobo wins.
The winner is Bobo with 3 points.
She won every single event. She deserved to win. And Spookly didn't finish any of the events. He didn't even, let alone place. He didn't finish any of them. The race, he didn't finish because he doesn't know how to walk. Bowling, he couldn't even make it to the pins. The other one, he just flew into the sky. He had no chance. So the competition is over, and for a second I was like, wait, is this how the movie's gonna end? Is it just gonna end with Bobo winning and Spookly is still like the town idiot? The gourds even break out into this happy song and start singing and everyone's celebrating.
Let's get this party started. Hit it, girls.
The Transylvania twist. The Transylvania twist.
But it's not the end, because just then, a huge ass storm comes out of nowhere.
The Transylvania.
It's this giant thunderstorm. It starts raining, wind starts blowing. Basically, it blows all of the pumpkins into a wheelbarrow and then pushes the wheelbarrow towards the edge of a cliff. Then a flaming branch falls off of a tree and pins the scarecrow down to the ground. He's about to burst into flames. It gets so intense so fast. Just moments ago, they were all doing the Transylvania twist and now they're gonna fucking die. But guess who's not in any danger? That's right, Spookly.
Spookly realized sitting there, it's fine to be round while the weather is fair. But there are times it's better to be a square.
This scene is actually like scary and worrisome. Everyone is screaming for their lives like they're worried they're about to die. It's pretty heavy for a children's movie. They're screaming shit like, we're gonna die.
We're gonna die!
But Spookly, being the square little beast he is, manages to climb up the water tower and block some of the water so that it flows over him and onto the scarecrow and put out the fire. Not sure why the rain didn't do that. It's raining pretty hard. And then he saves the pumpkins. He blocks the wheelbarrow from going over the edge of the cliff. They all get off the wheelbarrow and they love him now.
Hi, everybody. You saved our lives, Spookly.
So that's pretty much the ending. Very interesting ending. I'm still trying to figure out what the moral of the story is. It's like, if you're not normal, if you have some weird difference about you, people aren't gonna respect you. People are gonna think you're weird, you're gonna lose at everything. And pretty much everyone's gonna hate you, unless you save everyone's life. People will only respect you if you save them from certain death. And they feel eternally indebted to you. That's the only way anyone will ever like you, if you're even the slightest bit different. Then they all do the Transylvania twist again.
The Transylvania twist. Trick or treat, everybody. The Transylvania twist.
Then at the very end of the movie that night, the farmer comes out of his house, the farmer who owns the whole farm. The only human we see for the whole movie.
Well, I'll be a square pumpkin.
And he sees the square pumpkin and he's like, wow, this is beautiful. Look at this amazing square pumpkin. And he brings the square pumpkin, he puts it on his porch, and then we cut to like a little bit later and he's glowing. So I can only assume that the farmer like put a candle inside of Spookly. I don't want to look too much into it or think about how he did that, but I'm pretty sure that he put a candle in that pumpkin. And all the pumpkins look at him and they're like, wow, he's not so bad after all. And that's the end of the movie. So my big question is, did they just expect us to not realize that this is a blatant knockoff of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? But instead of reindeer, it's pumpkins. And instead of having a red nose, it's being square. The title of the movie even follows the same formula. It's like, name the weird trait, species, creature, whatever. Guys, this video was sponsored by ExpressVPN, the best VPN in the whole dang world. My favorite place to sit down and write videos, and where I wrote this video that you just watched, is at a coffee shop. I feel like it's a great place to get work done. I can get really focused and there's not a lot of distractions around me. It's not like being at home where I can play with my dog or kiss my wife. I love doing work at coffee shops, but the thing that always scares me about doing work at coffee shops is whenever I like log in to my YouTube account or my bank account or anything like that on public Wi-Fi, I'm always really worried because on public Wi-Fi you're super susceptible to getting hacked, people seeing your data, especially when you're entering in passwords and stuff like that. So that's why I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN encrypts your data, which prevents people from seeing it if you're using a public network, and ExpressVPN offers the fastest speeds compared to other VPNs. They have server locations in 94 countries. It works on pretty much any device you would use. I have it on my laptop. I have it on my phone. It's easy to use. You can connect with just one click. Watch me do it. There it goes. One click. That's all I needed. ExpressVPN is less than $7 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. Take back your internet privacy today with ExpressVPN. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. All right, well, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Also, there's new Greg hoodies and a couple of other new things in my merch store, so if you want to check those out, get that. I just released a song and music video for Spooky Ho. Stream it on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to music. Thank you, Erica Nimigan, for turning on my notifications. You are truly Greg. I'll see you guys next time with a really interesting video where I discover my parents' portal to the ghost world and venture inside but accidentally become half ghost. Bye!
Make that ass shake like that ass is scared of me. All these other spooky dudes can't compare to me. October 31st, bitch, you know what I'ma be. Baby, bust down, I'ma be a hoe for Halloween.
Baby, bust down, I'ma be a hoe for Halloween. Hoe for Halloween, hoe for Halloween. Baby, bust down, I'ma be a hoe for Halloween.